Welcome back to Chronicle. This morning, we're looking at the battle restaurants face and have been facing for the past couple years. For those who've been struggling throughout the pandemic, Douglas County is trying to provide some relief. County commissioners unanimously approved a restaurant assistance program. And as Alex McClune shows us, it's to help businesses still hurting from the pandemic.
One of the first customers in line for Douglas County's Restaurant Assistance Program is Dan O'Brien, serving up Cajun at Acadian Grill.
The hard part about owning your own business is your self-funding.
Open to Douglas County restaurants, owners can apply for as much as $10,000. As Dan thinks about spending it on advertising, Douglas County Commissioner Jim Kavanaugh calls this the start of a more robust effort to support local businesses.
They have less of a cushion and they're having more difficulty getting back up from supplies and staffing and just rent and cost of doing business.
$10,000 may not sound so lucrative, but Nebraska's Hospitality Association says it's huge.
It just seems like every time we make progress one place, it seems like something else is coming up. And so $10,000 would be huge right now for any restaurant.
$10,000 could help Dan chop the cost of another flat-top grill and oven in order to shorten ticket times by 5 to 10 minutes during the lunch hour rush.
And potentially that $10,000 could help us hire another guy, another cook.
No love lost in an industry consumed by the pandemic.
Alex McClune reporting there, joined now by Zoe Olson, Executive Director of the Nebraska Hospitality Association. Zoe, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
First off, is there any way you can quantify how critical restaurants are to Nebraska?
Yes, we are the second largest, hospitality in itself is the second largest driver of the Nebraska economy.
Right.
We have almost 10% of all the employees in the state. 10% for one industry is a lot.
Absolutely. And if they're so critical, what should the government be doing to help you out?
The government has had the federal government has some great programs that we've taken part in. PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program. The first one was flawed, as any large piece of federal legislation that comes out in a hurry is going to be. And we worked with our national partners to get some of those things fixed. The second one was much better. The Restaurant Revitalization Fund was wonderful, but it wasn't large enough to serve the entire need. That was money that would have helped restaurants reopen. You know, if you think about it, we were closed to indoor dining. We're having staffing issues. And now we have to buy everything new, including a lot of things that we're going to do differently. And there's no money to do that. There's no capital to do that. And so there were several restaurants in Nebraska, many that got to take advantage of that, but far many more that didn't get to take advantage of that. We had asked Congress to fully fund that, and they said no.
Well, we saw in Alex's report, and as you were in there, talking about the $10,000, I mean, you said it was huge, but is it enough? Is it just a Band-Aid?
It is a Band-Aid, but I'm glad you said that. Throughout COVID, we've been saying we're dying a death by 1,000 cuts, but as long as we have 1,001 Band-Aids, we're going to survive. Okay. And so, no, is $10,000 going to solve anybody's problems? No, not in this industry, but that could be payroll. That could be 2 weeks or a month of payroll or more. So it is a big thing, and so we just keep looking for what's the next thing we can do. There's an employee retention tax credit that we're still at the association saying, apply for it, apply for it, apply for it. That can mean the difference between you staying in business and going out of business because it gives you back money that you've paid and for retaining those employees.
So do restaurants not know about it? Is that the deal?
If they don't, they haven't been paying attention because I harp at our restaurants at least monthly and sometimes weekly, and we have special partners that will do that work for them. Any CPA can do that work, but we have specialized CPAs that can do it quickly.
The National Restaurant Association, I looked this up, said in 2021, food costs, wholesale food costs were up 7.9%. We heard Big Mama's dealing with this. Hourly labor costs jumped 8.6%. Are those the biggest issues facing restaurants, talking food costs and labor? I mean, those are major right out of the gate.
They're big. They're big. And also, we're looking at supply chain issues. Right. So I think where you used to have maybe one food vendor, You would have one big company. Now restaurants are going to all of our big food vendors and saying, what do you have? What can I get? And that's a factor of the global economy. We have a war in Ukraine, and Ukraine is a huge producer of wheat. So what's going to happen? Is flour going to be a shortage of flour? Could be. I know that fryer oil has gone up from $12 a gallon in 2019 to $65 a gallon now. That's a huge increase, and that's fryer oil. We are so appreciative of our people in Nebraska who really supported us during the indoor dining close down, and still do. During that indoor dining close down nationwide, Nebraska was second per capita for carryout, and that saved a lot of our restaurants.
You know, talking about closing, restaurants, I mean, that's a high failure rate industry. I mean, it always has been. It's tough. It's for independent restaurants.
Absolutely.
Association estimates about 30% failure rate. 1 in 3 not going to make it the first year, maybe. How does someone who wants to get in the business or who's already in the business, what should they do?
You know, oddly enough, and I hear this from our longtime members when I say, I have some people that are looking to open a restaurant, and this was during 2020, and they're like, what, are they crazy? But no, we've had restaurants open right along in 2020. They're opening in 2021. I was on a national conference call. All the states have an association, and we get together during the height of COVID. We got together 7 days a week. It was wonderful. Now it's every 2 weeks, which is much better. But they were saying, you know, we've got people standing in line to buy restaurants that are for sale. So it's a very good industry, and you have to go into it knowing that you want to greet people, you want to welcome people. You have to have that certain work ethic and that certain attitude. One thing I know about our industry is that people are flexible. We've had to change direction literally on a dime. Right. And you'll see a lot of changes. We've seen a lot of changes with technology in the last few years, and you're going to see more of that as staffing is so difficult. We're at 1.9% unemployment right now, and economists will tell you 5.2 to 5.5% is full employment. So we're going to do things differently, and you've probably seen it when you go out to eat, and I'm sure you go out to eat.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
You know, QR code menus, or maybe you see pods of wait staff, so somebody will take your order and somebody will come back and deliver your order, and somebody else may check on you. It's just the way that we can service people and still give them that great guest experience.
So what do you tell people who are going to go out and who are used to the old way? That it takes longer, prices are higher. Are you just telling them, hey, check your patience at the door?
Absolutely. What I ask people to do is have a little perspective. Okay? You're still alive. You know, over 1 million people died of COVID. Many more of our work staff, of our essential workers, because we were essential workers, have lasting effects. They were the most impacted. Grocery store workers, who we don't normally think of as being essential. But we were, you know, the people who worked at that drive-through, they were essential workers. They were the ones that were most impacted. 95%, according to a study at a Florida university, 95% of the people really affected by COVID were essential workers. And some of them have long-term COVID effects. So we're doing everything we can to give you that great guest experience, but let's have a little perspective. Nobody's dropping a bomb on your house.
Right, true.
You lived through COVID, and maybe this is a little extra time you can spend and converse with the people you're going out to eat with.
Think we'll ever get back to the way it used to be?
No.
No, never?
No. I think change is inevitable, and once we adopt something, we're probably going to have to keep doing that. You know, the birth rate isn't going to change, and even if it did, that's not going to help us out for a few years.
Right.
So, yeah, we're just going to have to look at things are going to change. Things are going to be different, and we will see more automation. I was at the National Restaurant Show, and there were robots. So
that's the way it's going.
That's what I'm saying.
Zoe, I appreciate it, and I love that capital perspective. So I appreciate it. Yeah. If you missed any part of the show, if you want to watch it again, it's available on the Very Local app. All of our reports are there on demand for free. Everything you've heard today, maybe it's not such a bad thing to plan a night or day, a trip to your favorite restaurant, or hey, maybe even try a new one. I'm Rob McCartan. Thanks for watching. See you back here next Sunday morning.